Hello and welcome to Kitchen Counter Crafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's Fountain Pen Day, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's pretty much the fountain pen world's Black Friday, and some of the dealers, the pen shops, actually have it as like a Black Friday blitz, and you can actually get some pretty good deals. But today I actually want to talk about this pen that I have here, and it is Montblanc, and it is a Montblanc Starwalker. So I actually found this beauty at the Dallas Pen Show, and yes, it is another Montblanc, but just before you judge me, just know that the price of these is almost like half off when you purchase them used, and then also the key though is to purchase them from a reputable dealer. So I purchased from Mike's Pens, and I'll just have this here in case you want to contact Mike. If you do contact Mike, would you let him know that Mona from Kitchen Counter Crafts sent you? And I don't know if that's worth anything, but just to let him know that I sent you over there. You want to purchase Montblancs from a reputable dealer. Mike is definitely a reputable dealer, and he's known in the pen world, and him and Sid both go to the shops. In fact, this is from Sid, who also works with Mike, and so they can literally tell you everything about the pen. They can tell you where they got it, and just even just so honest if there's any flaws or anything like that. So just really highly recommend their pens. So with that, I want to tell you about this particular pen. I actually saw it online and didn't really know much about it. In fact, I was calling it the wrong name the whole time at the pen show, which, you know, earns you dirty looks from the fountain pen fanatics as well. Which me included, and I was calling it Skywalker, which it is not. It is the Starwalker, and this pen is so beautiful. Let me just start talking about it, shall I? So the first part, if you can tell, is this finial, and it's so beautiful. So I'm gonna just zoom in as far as I can here, and I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, let me. I'll just grab this here so you can at least see. Can you see that star just floating in there? It's right there. So it's the Montblanc snow cap, and it is the coolest thing ever. And so this is a older model of the Starwalker. They started making these in 2013, and then in around 2019 they changed it up where it's not just floating in oblivion. See, it's just kind of floating in the middle, but it has like a rounded dome to signify the earth, and this is like the space that's around there. So that's where it is, the Starwalker. But I have to tell you, to me, the snow cap floating there looks like a star, and so for me that just is way more meaningful. Plus it's so cool. And all right, so the coolness doesn't end there. You have the beautiful big clip, and I'll talk about that in just a second, but there's some lines, and then it says Montblanc up on top, and then the lines again. And if you watch Doodlebud, he actually tells you that the 3 lines are for the 3 founders of Montblanc, so very cool to know that as well. And then this is the clip, and it's kind of bowed out, and then also it extends past the body, past the cap, and it's actually a really nice size clip, very springy, and just very beautiful. The nice thing about it is that you can actually grab it from the clip, so that's just, if that's substantial for you, it's actually a very substantial clip. And then the next thing you're going to notice is that there's these kind of silver colored finishings, but the bands, but they're actually platinum. So here's some more here on this side. So those are platinum bands, and let me my focus, out of focus, in focus. There we go. Is that better? There we go. That's better. Okay. So you can see the bands there, and then I believe that the serial number is inside. I'm going to hold that up again. It's inside the little clip there. Okay, so it's kind of hidden in there. And out of focus again. There we go. All right. So this is a precious resin, and it is the Montblanc resin. So one of the things that's really neat about that resin, I cannot show you this right now, but if you hold up a light to it, it'll actually show up red. So it is their precious resin. That's how you can tell a fake Montblanc versus a real one. And what you want to do is unscrew this and then shine the light in the cap and kind of hold it up to the sun, and you should be able to see red inside there. So the black precious resin actually has red inside. So once we take this lovely cap off, and by the way, it kind of bows out here, and then this part is straight. And I want to mention that this has a tapered end, and the ones that are newer have a flat cap. So it does not have that tapering at all in the newer ones. In the newer ones, also the grip section does not have this etching in there, which is kind of like the knurling, I believe is what it's called. And so you see this really cool looking etching here. It's almost like a grid. It's not really a grid. I can see a chevron pattern in there. And then the nib. So the nib is really what, well, I shouldn't say that, because it was the top of the cap that really got me. But the nib is also so amazing. So it has a AU 585, which is for the AU is gold, and then it has the Montblanc circle, and then you can also see this. So the nib wraps around the feed, and the feed is very interesting. It's rounded out, so it can deliver quite a bit of ink. So just amazing and just gorgeous. So these bands on the back make it possible for you to actually cap and post the cap. I always say that wrong. So you can post it and screw that in. And the nice thing about that is, for me, I don't post because I don't want to scratch up the back, and also makes the pen even longer for me. But on this one, I do not have to worry about it because it has the indentation, so I can actually screw that in. And then once you take a look at this pen, it's a lot of threads. It actually came with nothing. In fact, I kind of freaked out. I was like, oh no, it's not a piston fill. Where's the converter? Just kind of got all messed up. And so I was told that you can actually put cartridges in this, or as Mike did for me, which is so gracious, he actually gave me a piston converter for the Starwalker so that I could utilize my pen. So if you are interested, it's proprietary. So I spent a good part of the pen show day looking for the converter, and so you can order it. It will not break the bank. It's not that expensive, and so you can actually purchase a converter. So I'm excited to write with it. I have not written with this yet because I was waiting for the converter, but I just want to do some quick measurements. So since I don't have it capped, let's just go for it and see here. Can you see that there? There we go. So that is right at 5 inches. In fact, it's just a little bit short. And I have my Meisterstück 146. And I'm gonna just put that right next to it. And you can see that they're very similar in size. In fact, they're same exact in size, except that that one has that gorgeous nib that I talked about before. All right, so then I'm gonna cap that and cap this one. I can't wait to use this. All right, so once you cap it, it is right about about 5.5 inches, a little over 5.5, and this one is definitely longer than the Starwalker. Just getting ready to say the wrong name again. All right, so hopefully that helps. Oh, you know what? Let's do a couple other pens, and I kind of like it sideways. I don't know about you. I don't know why I was doing it straight up and down. All right, I'll put my Meisterstück, and then let's see, what else do I have here? I always have my Metropolitan. I'm sorry, I didn't really prepare for this very well. There's my Metropolitan, and I kind of feel wrong about putting a Metropolitan, which is like a $20 pen, so we'll go with my Vanishing Point, which is right at hand. And this doesn't feel right either, but I will go with my TWSBI, which is right there. So you get a chance to just see what the size is of this pen relative to other common pens that you might have here and there. As you can tell, I probably favor Pilots way more than anything else, but that is okay. All right, let's get these out. Let's get my pen inked. So excited. All right. There's a lot of threads here. Oh, wow. Okay. And again, if you do not have their proprietary converter, you can get a cartridge. So it actually says use with Starwalker only. Use Montblanc ink only. Well, that's very snooty of them. So guess what I'm gonna do? Not use Montblanc ink. Does that fit there? Yay. Okay. We went through several converters to just check and see if another Montblanc converter would fit, and it did not. So they are very, very picky. You know what? Rightly so. All right, and what ink am I using? I'm just using Waterman Serenity Blue. I know, boring, right? Blue, boring. But I have a lot of pens inked with black right now. So I am going to go with this. Put this pen ink safely away. Get that back on. And I'm not going to post. I don't like posting. All right, let's go for a writing sample. Oh, did I? Yes, I did mention that the nib is completely gold. By the way, you can get it in extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. And the feed is plastic, by the way. So didn't know if you knew that or needed to know that. And let's go ahead and do a writing sample. So today is Fountain Pen Day. Yay, I'm writing with my Montblanc. And on this one, I believe he said it was a medium nib, but it doesn't really say on the nib itself. Oh, can you see that? Does it say anything? I can't see that at all, right? Nope. Okay. Well, we're gonna go with medium because that is what I remember. Why are we not writing? There we go. Okay. Glad you can see this now. That's much better. All right, so writing sample, yes. Ink. So it looks like the section might be rough, but it's not. It actually lets me grip this really, really well. I'm gonna just push a little bit on it to see if there's any line variation. There is no give on this. And fairly, it's not overly wet writer, so pretty nice. And so on Rhodia paper, it's actually doing really well and just seems to write extremely well. And barely any feedback, which I actually like some feedback. So for me, that's kind of a drawback, but still a very, it's kind of, it feels like a gold nib. And I know that's a very weird thing to say, but it has that smoothness and just a tiny little bit of give that you can't really get in steel nibs. I'm just going to write really fast in cursive to see how well it keeps up. Why I bumped it right up against that line, I have no idea, but it's fine. It definitely keeps up. There is no real flexy part to this nib. Well, I mean, it's kind of looking a little bit more, but when I did that, it does not really give me much flex at all. So I'm going to say it's probably not a medium fine, but more like just a straight up medium. So lovely, just lovely, lovely pen. Between the Starwalker and 146, I could do a comparison, but I just wanted to really highlight this pen today because it is a very special pen and I'm really excited to have it. Even though it is an older Montblanc, it does not matter to me because it has that lovely star that's just floating in the sky, in the horizon, above the earth, and I think that is just so stinking cool. So anyway, do you have a Montblanc? Is that on your grail list? I will tell you, I think my grail is pretty much done, and you can actually pick these guys up for less than what you think, and so don't dismiss it. Just look for somebody who is reputable, who will not sell you a copy. And by the way, just another caveat, probably should have said this at the beginning of the video, but that caveat is that Montblanc pens are duplicated. They are copied, and especially these 146s and 149s. And so you're going to see manufacturers that are low end just trying to dupe you. And so just beware, especially when you're purchasing from other countries other than where these are made. And even then, just make sure that if you're purchasing used, you purchase from a reputable dealer. And of course, new, you can buy it straight from Montblanc. So anyway, those are my kind of lessons to learn. And your vintage dealer will also know where your pen came from, which is really cool. I love a good story. and love knowing more about these pens. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, would you please give it a thumbs up? And also, I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Montblancs? Do you think it's just wasteful, or just tell me what you think? I'd love to hear. Until next video, bye.